Okay, so we're on to day 3 of the trip, day 2 of the actual piping weekend, and it's now time for breakfast. But last night's recital, I think it went quite well. The pipes were great. I think I missed a grip, and maybe had a wee mistake at some point in John McDonald's exercise. But apart from that, I was quite happy with everything that went on. 13 sets, I did manage to get through 14 sets I managed to get through, and I was gifted at the end of it this t-shirt. There it is, the Austrian Piping Society pipe band. I will wear that when I get home because that's exactly the sort of thing I like to do. But I was also gifted this from Michael. Not only is he an excellent tour guide of the Schönbrunn Palace and Chief of Police, he's also a really talented artist as well. So thank you again to Michael and the whole band as well for a brilliant night last night. Really brilliant night. One that I'll remember, in fact. So, breakfast. I'm going to go down and get some food. It's about 8:40, 8:42ish. So, breakfast started 10 minutes ago, and I'm just doing my time lapses. But, yes, I'll go down and have breakfast, and then we'll be straight to some teaching before we'll have our little street parade later on. So, I'll cut to maybe some more time lapse of some teaching going on downstairs. Hills are alive with the sound of music. There's the castle. Not even at the top. We'll get to the top. So, morning teaching done. Lunch was excellent once again. We had an Austrian type mac and cheese equivalent. I think Carol, that's the one. It was delicious. All the food's been amazing actually. But we're now on top of a hill. Carol's just launching the drone there, and he's going to very kindly get some epic shots of me in the Austrian hills here. Look at this. It's amazing, Carol.
Looks good. Mountain in the background, yeah.
Perfect.
Just setting up the drone.
It's epic. Right, I better give him a chew. I'll give him a wee chew. Should have worked as well as Carol hopes. So it's now time for the band to start preparing for the little gig that we're about to play in the village. So we're going to head down, start the drone tuning process. We did a lot of work on chanters yesterday, and they're sounding really good. We just changed a couple of reeds earlier on, but we did swap them out for much better reeds, stronger reeds, but not too strong, so that people can still play. So Carol's just grabbing the drone. He's just behind me. Look him up on the top of that. Like, absolutely nuts, this place. There he is, like, oh, crazy. So I'll just go in and quickly get ahead and get the drones tuned, and I'll catch up with you at the gig. They've got an extra cool medley that I won't play because I want to film it. It's all the classics. I hope we don't get copyright struck for it. So I'll see you down in the village in just a second. We're just about to go on, so we'll play our sets, and then I'm going to stop and record. I'm going to stop and record the famous film music set as well. So no pressure for that set, Alexander. Right, so we're back at the castle. It's unbelievable, and the sunshine has really come out. I mean, the place is nuts. Look, it's incredible. I'm very, very happy to be here, and the gig went really well in town and seemed to go down well too. All the locals were getting their phones out and taking plenty of photos and videos, like myself for the fancy film music set too. But absolutely epic. Absolutely loving being here in Austria with the Pipes. It's been a long time, 2011 if I remember correctly, which is sickening. Look at the place, look. There's a thumbnail. But yes, the time now is it's actually tea time, dinner time. I've got half an hour. I might have a quick shower actually. Get out my kilt, stick the pipes down, and actually it's dinner and then a fire, a campsite fire. So I'll check back in when we're having marshmallows and sausages by the fire. Austrian sausages. Well, I can't quite believe it, but it's the last morning of the trip. This is day 4 for me, but day 3 of the actual weekend course. But it's I can't quite believe it's finished. I just want to thank Carol just now. I'll thank him later as well, obviously. I can't thank Carol enough for having me out this weekend. Everything's been incredible. I was speaking about how I was last in Austria in 2011, August 2011. It was my very, very first ever Red Hot Chili Piper gig. I remember making good pals with Craig Monroe that weekend, and still am. Still keep in touch most of the time when I reply to messages. And I remember him speaking about these sorts of things where he's going to Europe and teach for a weekend. I remember thinking back then, I'd love to do that. Like, this sounds amazing, and it's everything I hoped it would be, and I've loved every second of it. I can't believe it's finally happened. Actually, I've done a lot of cool things in piping, but this has been something I've wanted to do since August 2011. So again, I can't thank Carol enough, and all the people here as well. Everyone's been working really hard. Again, I think I've worked people quite hard. We've learned a lot of tunes, and the piping's been intense too, but I hope everyone's enjoyed it. That's obviously the main thing with stuff like this. So yeah, I'm gonna get back inside now because it is raining, and finish up the weekend with everyone. And soon, in a couple of hours, really, it'll be time to head back to Vienna. A 3-hour drive, but 3-hour drive through the countryside of Austria, back to the airport, and then back to Edinburgh later on tonight. Very, very, very late tonight. So I better go back inside and get myself sorted. The sheep are currently wondering what I'm up to, especially him. But yeah, that's it. That's us finishing the last of the morning shift, and I'll catch up. I'll check in again shortly, maybe just before we go. I should get Carol on actually. I need to get Carol on to speak about piping and Austria and piping in Austria. So I'll cut some time lapse just now, and we'll catch up with Carol in just a second. Right, so we've just finished up. That's Gregor in the background playing We're No Wati Baidawa. Classic. So I don't know how much you know about We're No Wati Baidawa. Basically, we're not going to stay away too long. We'll see each other again soon, basically.
Hopefully.
Yes, yeah, definitely. But I just said in the chat earlier on, about how this has been a dream of mine for
Oh, really?
13 years.
Really?
Since 2011, I've wanted to do something like this. So
That's cool.
so I've already said thanks on camera, and I will say thanks again before we go. But just for the vlog, I wanted to say thank you for having me. And it's been a pleasure to work with everyone and yourself, obviously.
Oh, thank you so much.
Honestly, it's a big tick of the piping things to do, and I'm glad it's finally happened. But it's incredible what you're doing. Carol's Carol's YouTube channel is quite massive, so I'll link it. I'll obviously link it in below. But how did you get into the pipes, Carol? What was the first thing for you in bagpipes?
Just the sound, the sound. As Terry Lee says, it stirs the blood, something like that. It was just a sound, and I had to pick up the instrument. So quite late, actually, in my early 20s. I wish I would have picked up the instrument when I was a child, a kid. But no, that's how it is. I loved the sound just right from the beginning when I heard the pipes for the first time, and fell in love with the sound of the bagpipes.
And then with teaching, Carol teaches a lot of people, and there's books and there's online courses. I'll be linking everything below. But what made you want? Did you want to see more piping in Austria? Is that why you've wanted to do it?
100%, of course. Yeah.
And how big do you want pipes? Did you want it to be, I don't know, like several bands? How do you think it will get to that point? It's a big question. It's quite a big
It is. That would be the dream, of course. But if there are more pipe bands, if there will be more pipe bands in future time, of course there will start some competition and some competing going on. So there will be some competitions and pipe band competitions in Austria, I'm sure, because we already organized some solo piping competitions, some V-band competition and all that kind of stuff. But I would love to see that, more pipe bands in Austria and even pipe band competitions. That would be good, because I feel like I'm on a mission to present, or just to bring the culture and the music from Scotland to Austria. I feel like on a mission. And by the way, I'm sorry for my eyes because it's Sunday.
There was lots of what was it? It was the fire pit was in good action last night.
all the single malt whiskey and beers, and then of course so that's why my eyes look so funny.
Even I was drinking whiskey last night, which is a very rare thing for me. But anyways, it's now time. Everyone's now already clearing off, so we better go and say cheerio to folk. But thanks again to Carol.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kyle.
I'm going to cut some time lapse footage of me driving through the green hills of Styria back towards Vienna now. So let's get packed up. And I'm looking forward to editing this.
And if you are not already, subscribe to Carl's YouTube channel.
Like and subscribe.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button. At Vienna airport, Mario has dropped me off, and I now have. I'm very early. I've got about 3 hours or something, which is perfect because I'm planning on eating a lot of food before the flight and watching some TV or catching up with stuff. So the bag's checked in, so I'm going to go and get through security and catch up with you at the other side of security in just a second. Right, I'm past security and it looks like there's no food options once I go through the gate. So I'm going to eat in this place there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I'll embarrass myself. But I'm going to go through and get some food. I'm really tired. I'm absolutely knackered. It's been a really amazing weekend. But oh my God, we worked hard and drank lots of Radler. So what do I need to do? I need to. I'm gonna go and eat food, and hopefully that'll perk me up for the rest. I'm a bit panicked about the changeover at Amsterdam. I think I've got like 28 minutes between getting off this flight and getting on the next one, so it could be sketchy. But anyway, I'm gonna go and get some food, and I'll check back in just a second once I've fed myself. Right, I managed to have some excellent excellent schnitzel, my last Wiener schnitzel, until the next time. I'm back in Austria in just over a month. In fact, by the time this video is edited and put out, it'll be a matter of weeks between this trip and the next one. And that one's for a gig with Super Grouse, which I'm also very excited about. But yeah, I got some really good chat off Carol last night, and I think instead of watching TV, I'm gonna get my electric chanter out and do some practice. So what I'll do is I'm gonna stick my phone down. I'm gonna also try and de-stress, because the layover time at Amsterdam is 27 minutes. So I really hope I make the flight. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm going to stick my phone down and get my chanter up with inspiration from Carl. So I'll check in and let you know how I'm getting on in Amsterdam in just a second, after this next batch of time lapse. So much time lapse in this video. Hopefully not more than usual. But anyway, to my electric chance up, and I'll see you in Amsterdam. I'm quite out of breath. My plane started boarding 2 minutes ago, and I'm like 70 gates away. It's delayed, but only by 10 minutes. I'm definitely not getting my case in Edinburgh. I'll check back in if I get on the plane, which hopefully I will. Oh my god, I'm too old for this. Airport is empty. 8 minutes till the gate closes. There's my gate. I think I'm fine. Made it. Now boarding. God. All's good, I'm now boarding. And we'll catch up with you in Edinburgh. Thank God. Back in Edinburgh. Just need to grab my bag, which did make it, which is miraculous. Hopefully pop out here any second now. Then I'll get back to the car. Well, I'm back at the car park. I'm just a few steps away from being back at the car, so that more or less brings this trip to an end, which I'm very, very sad about. Again, I can't thank Carl enough for having me out to Austria. I loved it. I loved being in Austria. And I loved hanging out with everyone from the band. Everyone was so welcoming and so generous too. And I hope everyone learnt a lot over the course of the weekend. I learnt a lot, and I would definitely like to do a trip like this again. Hopefully in the not too distant future. It's been amazing, honestly. What a weekend in Austria. Now, usually I would end with me playing a wee tune, but I think I'm going to end this gig vlog with Gregor, the pipe sergeant, who treated us all to a really nice pibroch this morning. It was actually the final tune of the weekend, so I won't play the whole lot because I know that not everyone likes pibroch as much as myself or Gregor, so I'll just give you a wee bit of it and I'll get back to my car. If you've made it this far, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.